Welcome to Rethinking My Thinking. I'm Angela Mackey, and I am so glad you stopped by today. Over the last week, we started a 30-day training for praying continually, which has been a downfall of mine. I've not done a great job of that, and so I wanted to challenge myself and challenge anyone who wanted to join me to learn how to pray more continually. So I thought that what would be fun is for the next couple of Mondays, while we're still continuing this praying continually training, that we would do, I would talk to you about the armor of God and how to pray for the armor of God is something that might be something we could pray continually. So the armor of God is found in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 18, and the first part of those verses tell us that our struggle is not against flesh and blood, so it's against the rulers and authorities and the powers of this dark world and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So we need to be praying so that in putting on the armor of God so that we can fight in this battle that's not against flesh and blood. So, that moved a little bit there. Sorry about that. So the first piece of armor God calls us to put on is the belt of truth. And so the first question is, what is truth? Well, Jesus answers that question saying that every word that comes from the Father, or every word that comes out of His mouth, is truth. He is truth. His word is truth. So first thing, when we see our mind wandering or we have a cue to pray, which is really at all times and on all occasions, something to pray for ourselves would be that we needed to put on the belt of truth. So that means we need to pray that God would give us a desire to read His Word and an ability to memorize His Word, and also a desire for us to build our lives upon the truth that is found in God's Word so that we can apply His truth, but also so that we can just grow closer to the God of truth who is our God. So in order to put on the belt of truth or pray, we need to pray that God would let us know truth through His Word. Then the second piece of armor God's called us to put on is the breastplate of righteousness. And the breastplate of righteousness, the first thing we need to remember about that is that the only righteousness we have comes from Christ. From His death and resurrection on the cross, we get to claim Christ's righteousness. So first, we should be putting it on in an attitude of humility and grace. Grace that God gave us this righteousness, and humility in that we can do nothing righteous in ourselves. So we need to pray that God would help us make right choices through the Spirit living in us, and that we could live lives of truth. And those are some things that we need to really pray continually, every single day for ourselves, and even for those around us, for those who love Jesus, that we can live lives, righteous lives, lives that make right choices, and lives based on God's truth. So I hope that helps you pray more continually. I know that will help me pray more continually because I need more of God's truth and more of God's righteousness and more of God's grace in my life every day. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for stopping by. Goodbye.